Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you for joining us today. So we are from Group 3, which consists of me, myself, Anya, Hosiana, Daud, and my other teammates, which is Afrah, Ghalia, Fayaza, and Muhammad Fatihul, Ihsan. We'll be delivering our industry attractiveness analysis of Ria Kafe using the Porter's 5 forces. So for the first explanation, will be delivered by my friend Fatih, and times is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity. To begin our analysis, let's look at the subject of our report, which is Ria Kafe. Established in 1992, this establishment is a local pioneers in Makassar foods and beverage industry, specializing in a unique fusion of Italian Western cuisine with Indonesian local touches. With its main branch located on Gunung Lati Mojong and two others on Boulevard and Perintis Kemerdekaan. The cafe has long targeted middle class families and students looking for affordable halal certified casual dining. And however, despite its deep roots in the city and frequent promotional efforts, recent observations have identified significant hurdles. Uh, spe- Especially, we are seeing low customer traffic during site visits and outdated interior that is in clear need of renovation. The goal of this report is to evaluate whether the industry pizzeria cafe operates in remains attractive from an investment perspective, given these current challenges. Next. To conduct a true evaluation of the casual dining segment in Makassar, especially in focusing on pizza, pasta, and Western style food, we are utilizing Porter's 5 force framework. This strategy tool, developed by Michael Porter, is essential for analyzing the underlying competitive forces that influence risk and long-term profitability within an industry. By examining 5 key areas, which is competitive rivalry, the threat of new entrants, the bargaining power of suppliers, the bargaining power of buyers, and the threat of substitutes, we can determine if sustainable average returns are possible. It is important to remember that a strong force typically reduces industry profitability, while a weak force increases it. This framework will serve as our conceptual foundation as we assess the investment potential for the pizza cafe into this market. And I think that's all for me. I'll give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Fatih, for your explanation. So now we will be discussing about the industry analysis, and it will be delivered by Afrah. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Anya. So next, we analyze the industry of Pizzeria Cafe using Porter's 5 forces framework, which help us understand the level of competition of overall industry and the attractiveness. So the first, competitive rivalry is high. In Makassar casual dining and pizza segment, Pizzeria Cafe faces strong competitions from international brands like Pizza Hut, as well as local and upscale restaurants. Many competitors offer similar menus such as pizza, pasta, and steak, and they actively use promotion. Pizzeria itself relies heavily on discounts like all you can eat and buy one get one offers, which indicates intense price competitions. And then the second, the threat of new entrants is medium. So opening a restaurant requires significant capital, such as for equipment and strategic location. However, the barriers are not too high because technology is accessible and food delivery platforms make it easier for new businesses to enter the market. And although Pizzeria has a strong local brand, its outdated interior may reduce its competitiveness against newer players. And then the third, the bargaining power of the suppliers is low to medium. This is because food ingredients are widely available from many suppliers in Makassar, making it easy to switch vendors. And as a result, the suppliers do not have strong control over pricing. And then the fourth, the bargaining power of buyers is high. The customers have many alternatives from other restaurant to street food and delivery option, and they are also price sensitive as shown by the popularity of promotion. With low switching costs, customers can easily move to competitors if they are not satisfied. And then lastly, the threat of substitutes is high. The consumer can easily replace dining at pizzeria with other food options, including local culture, fast food, or even home cooked meal. This create additional pressure on the business, and so overall, most forces are strong, which indicate that the industry is highly competitive and challenging for Pizzeria Cafe. I think I give it back to Anya.
Okay, thank you, Afra, for explaining the analysis that we already conducted on Pizzeria Cafe. So now, finally, based on our analysis, the overall industry attractiveness can be for the casual dining industry in Makassar can be described as a high pressure environment because the most dominant forces here are high competitive rivalry and strong bargaining power of buyers. And this means that Pizzeria Cafe is constantly competing with many similar restaurants, while at the same time dealing with customers who are very price sensitive and have many alternatives. And although the bargaining power of suppliers is relatively low to medium, which gives some operational flexibility, this advantage is not strong enough to offset the other pressures. Customers can easily switch to competitors or substitutes such as other restaurants, street food, or even home cooked meals. And this creates a situation where pizzeria must continuously offer promotions just to stay competitive. And as a result, maintaining the long-term profitability becomes difficult for them. And this challenge is even more visible when we consider the internal factors, such as the aging interior and the declining customer traffic, which weaken the brand's competitiveness. So, from an investment perspective, we conclude that the industry has low attractiveness, and the cost required to modernize and stay relevant is likely higher than the potential returns, especially in such a competitive market. So, to conclude, Pizzeria Cafe operates in a highly competitive industry with strong rivalry, high buyer power, and many substitutes create constant pressure on their pricing and profit margins. And although the supplier power is relatively manageable, it does not significantly reduce these challenges. The business still faces issues such as low customer traffic and an outdated brand image, and therefore the industry is not attractive for investment in its current state. So to stay competitive, we suggest that Pizzeria needs to modernize its image and strengthen its differentiation rather than relying mainly on its promotions. And I think that will be all from our group. Thank you for listening and thank you for joining us today.